So I've been working with young people for 20-something years in a variety of different ways. At Friends of the Children, I'm very passionate about the overall goals. We have the core assets that we work on, we have the intermediate outcomes that we work on, and we talk about breaking cycles of poverty. And at the same time, though, there's a whole nother side of it that I don't think that we talk about as much, which is this idea of helping kids find their voices. And one of the reasons that I was really interested in doing the project with KBOO is that it's really centered on youth voice and the youth figuring out what questions they want to ask people. What we're really kind of the underlying thing that's going on that we don't really talk about is that, and we were just talking about it in the hallway, is that a lot of our kids are not going to just kind of fit into the mainstream. That they come from a variety of backgrounds that have some kind of heavy effects on them in a lot of ways. Their experiences are different from a lot of the other kids that are growing up at the same time as them. We talk about breaking the cycles of poverty with our kids, but we're also very aware that our kids are growing up in systems that don't do right by them. That these are systems that are at times racist, that are systems that are sexist, that are homophobic, gender biased, whatever ism you want to use for those types of things. Our youth, as they grow up, experience those isms and experience what it's like to try to survive within systems that may be biased against them from the get-go. And while we're trying to break the cycles of poverty, there's always been a lot of effort. I think there's been a lot of talk in the past about teaching people to adapt to those systems in order to get out of poverty. And that's not what I see my role as here. What I see as my role when we're working on these kids is not just to survive within these systems, but ultimately to change those systems and to empower kids beyond just getting out of poverty, but to find a voice where they can take their experiences, whether they be of poverty or whatever, take their experiences of living within those systems that may be biased against them, and empowering them not just to have a life outside of poverty, but to have a life where they are empowered to change those structures or create new systems that people can live within. As a grown-up, there's just something so supremely cool about watching that process with young people. And it's not something you can do for them, but being alongside them and providing opportunities where those parts of those youth can grow, it's just an amazing process to be part of. And I can't imagine doing anything differently.